Welcome to another episode of Kiss My Assets.
The transparency, the openness, the communication is more than you could expect. I'm sold.
Don't let the fact that you don't know something or don't know enough about something hold you back.
I knew I wanted to invest. What better way to invest than to invest in what I already know that I love, which is real estate.
It was initially the 12% return, but it quickly turned into the people.
All right, welcome to another episode of Kiss My Assets. I'm Jamison, CEO of Neighborhood Ventures, Jamison Manwaring. I got John Kobierowski in the house, president of real estate.
A lot of good things going on.
We're kind of matching today. This is as close as it's going to get to matching blue and gray.
Great, look at that. Except for I got white sneakers on. You got black.
Yeah, those are pretty stylish. Looking good.
$20, man.
Not surprised. Not surprised. Well, speaking of good deals, let's talk about venture on 36th Street. So this is our latest project, 36th Street north of Thomas, between Thomas and Osborne. East Phoenix, so it's kind of near Arcadia Light, kind of near Biltmore. Tell us about it.
I think it's almost an Arcadia Light. I didn't realize that Arcadia Light was there until you look at the street signs. You go, oh, that starts it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the questions that I had posed to me by someone was, why are we going after a building that has so many one bedrooms?
Yeah.
And I said, absolutely fair question. And the answer is this: I do prefer 2 bedrooms. They're more versatile. We get more rent on a square foot basis. On a per unit basis, not necessarily a per square foot basis. But the value of this property is that we have so much employment in that neighborhood, whether it's the shopping centers, the restaurants, some of the other businesses in the area, and the one bedrooms in that area rent really well.
Yeah.
And the rents there are low, and the property is not very well managed. So it's our opportunity to step in and take over a property, do a lighter lift on it, and take the rents up. I mean, I have a uncle who lives just up the street, and he's paying, we just renewed his lease, almost $1,400 a month for a 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
Now he's north of Indian School.
And the average rents here right now are $930 for the 1 bedrooms. So, and you can see it a little bit in the units because they haven't been very well updated. Occasionally there's some new flooring done here in this unit, occasionally some new cabinets in about 10 of them, but overall it hasn't had a good facelift for a while. So that's why.
And I think some of the decisions on colors and materials and things they missed. So it's a neighborhood that would benefit from this renovation. The light lift on what I call cosmetic improvements to it would benefit the property. And clearly we can get the rents because the market's already there. And that's why it works for us. And the prior owner did all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, tell us about that, because he did a bunch of things that are helpful to us that are kind of a lot of work. What are some of those things that stood out to you?
Yeah, they're a lot of work. Things that required permits, timing, big costs. So that property used to be a master meter property, whereas one big chiller system that ran all the heating and cooling for the property.
And let's just talk about that a little bit. So that meant the tenant didn't pay for their own heating and cooling. It was done by the landlord, and then that was just built into his costs.
Right, but it was also a lot of those systems are very old legacy systems, whether it's the equipment or the pipes, and they don't hold up very well. So this last owner took it upon himself to convert it to individually metered. So big cost in terms of electricity, new panels, air conditioning units. So every one of those air conditioning units are all less than 2 years old. We checked that. The roof had to be redone because you don't put new air conditioning units on a roof that's an old roof. You do the roof first because you don't want to have to mess with it. Ductwork updated, return air things, because it's a different system. And he redid the pool, the courtyard, painted it. But again, choice of colors, choice of materials.
Oh, it's 90s at best. It might be 80s. I don't know. The colors are brown on brown.
and there's the thing he did also is he eliminated the laundry room. There is a laundry room there that's used. I don't know why they even keep it there, but the units are set up for washer and dryers.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that to us, we would have done it a different way if we had approached it. But the fact that this guy went through all the trouble to do this, it's just an easier renovation. And again, the rent bump from, I mean, I saw we had rents at like $8.95 there and there, and $8.50 to go to $13.50 at a minimum, probably a little bit above that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and that's where this, from an investment standpoint, makes sense. We're one of our standards that we look for is properties that are below market rent, which this is. It needs a renovation, but it doesn't need the heavy lifting. So we budgeted $20,000 per unit, 30 units. 2 of them are 2-bed, and then the other 28 are 1-bed. So as John mentioned, most of them are 1-bedroom. We're buying it at $160 a unit. So our cost basis is $160.
That is a great basis to be on that property. Yeah.
That area is interesting. I mentioned it as I've had conversations with investors. People who know that area know that it's one of the up and coming areas, very close to, as I mentioned, Biltmore to Arcadia Light. And it's, if you drive that area, you see new development, infill projects.
So that's a big thing to touch on. So DR Horton, some other big developers have all come in there and they've wiped out groups of homes and older apartment buildings that were single story and low density and put higher density stuff on there. It's, again, this neighborhood, looking forward the next 10 years, you'll see a whole bunch more of that happen. And 36th Street's just been probably the one street that had the most consistent higher density multifamily.
Yeah.
There's a senior retirement home across the street, very well known. I've heard about some celebrity guests that are there, very famous people in Arizona that live there as seniors. The whole neighborhood sets up really well and got a lot of services. And like I said, there's a very strong employment generator in that area. And that's what I look for. Why are the rents so low? Why is it mismanaged? I don't know if you heard the whole story, but unfortunately the gentleman who bought this property that owned it passed away, and his 95-year-old mother inherited it. And this is not her thing. And they hired a residential type property management company.
Probably doesn't sell a lot of apartment buildings. Yeah.
It's just outside of their element. So anyway, that's what we do really best. So for me to be in it, I don't even know if we're going to hit 20,000 a unit in renovations. We do that as a placekeeper because everything keeps going up in costs. I don't think we'll be that high. I mean, even on 12th place, you heard the good news. We're slightly under budget on that for renovations.
And those renovations came out really, really well. Yeah, so it hits all of our hot buttons. It's in a core area, up and coming area, close to freeways, below market rents, needs a renovation. Our team knows how to do that. We're just completing a project around the corner so that we're ready for the next one. Our design team, Haley, put together a great palette of colors that I think are it's just going to transform the property. It doesn't take a lot. A lot of this is cosmetic. I think you call that lipstick and eyeshadow.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You just have to take it to the next level, and we don't have to tear the property apart.
Yeah.
So, and they also added covered parking to the back that wasn't there before. We can't add much more to it because of the way the property sets up. But again, to me, I mean, even the signage, you drive up, the property management sign is a 4x8 sign, but tell me what the name of the property is when you drive up. You can't see it.
Yeah. So, and new paving in that.
That's right. They paved the parking lot too,
which is just an added bonus. Yeah. So I think it's a kind of a basic property. It's a basic, for us, we've done a lot of these before. It's a 3-year hold. So it gives us time to do a good renovation. We expect we'll start paying distributions within a year. Might be earlier than that.
Well, it might be earlier. The reason why we always give us that much time is because we have residents to work with as their leases roll over. So
and then have release those units, get it cash flowing, and then we'll start paying those distributions. And right now is an interesting time when it comes to apartments, but the values are holding up. We wouldn't sell today, but we look 3 years out. That gives us plenty of time to ensure that we have the time we can sell it when we want to.
That's an important factor. So to kind of put a bow on the whole thing, we're buying this at a price point and at a post renovation value that makes sense even in today's interest environment, which that's really, let me let that settle in for a second. So we're buying this today to make sense if interest rates stay where they are.
At 6.5 or 7.
And that's, so any reprieve in interest rates at all down the road, which most likely is going to happen. I'm not saying they're going to go down as low as they were before. They don't have to. Even 1 point drop, this thing cash flows significantly more because of the way leverage works. And that's why we're buying these things, that this makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love how we think about that. You know, if you buy it at today's rate, you refinance it at that lower rate, that additional cash flow just ends up being profit. So we like the property. Thanks for coming in, talking a bit more about it. We're actively fundraising right now, and we're approaching 100 investors, which is great. And we look forward to getting this property over the line and getting to work.
Yeah. Thank you very much for looking at it. It's a great project.